see the Clubhouse concert series again. This has been a dream of mine for a long time to get this man out on the road with me. I started going down to Cheatham Street Warehouse playing open mic night every Wednesday after I heard an ad on KCTI, which was the only radio station around San Marcos, New Braunfels area that was playing anything that was worth a shit. Sorry, kids. And I heard an ad, you can bring your guitar down and you can get up and play 3 songs. And so I walked into the Cheatham Street Warehouse. I think it was somewhere around April, maybe May of 2000. And I met this guy right here. And I got up, I was nervous as hell, and I did my 3 songs. And he came up to me after it was over with and said, you gonna come back next week? I said, yeah. He said, you gonna write me another song? I said, I guess, I'll try. And we began a relationship that I can honestly say changed my life. And I'm really proud to have you with me, Mr. Kent Finlay from Cheatham Street Warehouse. And on a personal note, I've spent the better part of this week in Nashville, Tennessee, with a record label that will remain nameless at this point in time. And it was my dream, since I was a little kid, to get me a record deal, and be a big singing star. I went up and I went to their meeting with them, and they wined and dined me. And the first question out of their mouth was, are you gonna allow us to pick the songs that you put on your records? And I said, no. And they said, are you going to allow us to tweak, is the word they used, tweak your sound? And I said, no. And they said, will you go out on tour with bands that you don't believe in, even though they're the biggest band in the whole world? And I said, no. I said, I'm going to go to Fort Worth and play my fucking show. So if I just screwed my whole career up, well, I did it on my own terms. It was my decision. Things have changed, but man, I've come to think the same. Wanted to run, but there was just nowhere to go. Living in a dream world, praying it don't show. Who I am, who they want me to be, but I'm having a hard time finding me. Take my hand, darling, just let me go. Gotta do this by myself, that's one thing I know. Telling myself I'm a damn fool. Every kid fella, he tells me how I'm brave. Little do you know I almost lost it yesterday. It's who I am, it's who they want me to be. Take my hand, darling, myself. That's one thing I know. Got these demons on my trail, crazy and messed up, no one else can tell. It's who I am, it's who they want me to be, but I'm having a hard time finding me. Take my hand, darling, just let me go. Gotta do this by myself, that's one thing I know. Gotta do this all alone, that's one thing I know. Chase your dreams, kids. Hey, it's your kid Finlay, everybody, my dear friend.
Yeah, isn't he great? I love Randy Rogers. It's great to be here with him tonight. Great to be in Fort Worth. Yeah, let's hear it for Fort Worth. Here's a song about a different town out in the Badlands, far west Texas. My band and I used to play the Terlingwood Chili Cook-Off every year for a long 15 or 18 years, something like that. This is one of the songs that came out of my love for that part of the country, I think. The mines of Terlingwood are dusty and stale. They're lonely as dying and hotter than hell. Evil and dark as the devil's own soul. And the mines of Terlingwood have taken their toll. When you work for a living in the quicksilver mine, living's not likely to take up much time. And your one consolation is you'll never grow old. The mines of Terlingwood have taken their toll. In the dust of the graveyard, the stones tell their tale. If you live to be 40, then you've done right well. For retirement, they gave you your very own home. The mines of Terlingwood have taken their toll. That quicksilver's slow, but it sure is suicide. And when it finally kills you, they'll say you just died. Then you'll be forgotten as soon as you're cold. The mines of Terlingwood have taken their toll. The mines of Terlingwood have taken their toll.
Thank you. Yes, again, say thanks to the ranch for spinning this single more than I ever dreamed a radio station could spin a single, you know? Those songs on the radio that you hear over and over and you get tired of them. I hope you guys aren't getting tired of this, because I never get tired of hearing it when I go to town, man. Yeah, well, this is your love song, baby. This is the part where I must confess. Looking good in that dress. Consider this fair warning. It's getting kinda hard to say goodnight underneath the porch light. Well, I'm not saying it's safe to swim, but I've already jumped in. 'Cause tonight's not the night. Play it safe, take it easy. Wasting more precious time. The night's not the night. So watch you get in your car and leave me. The night's not the night for goodbye. Yeah, sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes love will scare you half to death. But I give my best. You'll find a way to make it. Who says we've got to do it their way? Baby, what do you say? 'Cause tonight's not the night. Play it safe, take it easy. Waste any more precious time. No, tonight's not the night. Watch you get in your car and leave me. The night's not the night for goodbye. Yeah, that's a long way home. Yeah, you got no reason to go. Why don't you stay? Stay home. Usually there's a guy named Brady Black playing fiddle right now. The night's not the night. So watch you get in your car and leave me. The night's not the night for goodbye. The night's not the night for goodbye. The night's not the night. It's night for goodbye. Thank you for calling the radio station, son. God bless you, man. Happy birthday, Mark Sanders, by the way, wherever you went to. I've had many a birthday party at the Clubhouse concerts. There's not one of them that I remember, but happy birthday. Mr. King.
Great song, Randy.
Oh.
I love it. You know, Randy was talking a while ago and said the record label over there asked him all those questions, and And he said no, he wouldn't compromise. You know, he was not there to make a lot of money. He was there to do his music, and so he'd come back home and do his music. You know, and it reminds me of this drummer named TJ that I wrote a song about. He was just interested in his music, I guess. It goes like this. They were the pride and joy of Huntsville at every prison show, and the crowd gave them an encore at the prison rodeo. They hadn't been behind bars paying for their crimes. They could have been in any bar playing any time. Now TJ was the drummer, and he'd rather play than eat. He held the band together, and he held a steady beat. Then one sad day the warden called him in and shook his hand. They gave TJ a pardon and broke up the prison band. Now TJ's back in Clear Springs, where he drives a cement truck. And music is among the things he has given up. The future's looking brighter now for TJ and his wife, but he still looks back on Huntsville as the best years of his life. And TJ was the drummer, and he'd rather play than eat. He held the band together, and he held a steady beat. Then one sad day the warden called him in and shook his hand. They gave TJ a pardon and broke up the prison band. They gave TJ a pardon and broke up the prison band.
I've cut a couple of Kent's songs on our records, and I'm not going to do them tonight. I'm going to let him do them, because that would be embarrassing to do his songs in front of him.
Did a mighty fine job, but
we just went on that station to Wolf, with Justin Frizzell is a very dear friend of mine. Crazy as hell as he is, he's a good dude. I just played this song about 30 minutes ago. It's my latest effort to write a good song, I guess. Did I tell you I would always be true? Well, I meant those words when they rolled off my tongue. There was nothing you could do. You didn't see it coming. For a sign. Sometimes two people, they just fall apart. If you start to worry about running out of time, but I never meant to break your heart. It's a gamble, but you never see your cards. Nobody said it was easy. might be so hard. Fools, they fall head first. But I made up my mind. Well, I don't know when we lost what we had. After it took us both so long to find. But I never meant to break your heart. It's not my fault, baby, you're not to blame. Well, if the roles were reversed, it would still be the same. But there are times that I just can't get you out of my head. But I can't stay here tonight and get lost in your bed. Get lost in your bed. Didn't come here with your answer. I think we both know the rules. You know that I will always love you. But we both know there's nothing left for you to do. But I never meant to break your heart. No, I never meant to break your heart.
Great song.
Great song.
Try again. I was living it up, drinking them down at the Rising Star Inn. My new song had just put me into the money, and I sure had me some friends. They were gathered around me like flies around honey. The crowd was the size of my head when this ancient old man with a whiskey-stained voice stepped up beside me and said, it wasn't so long ago I was their hero. High living, not giving a damn. Now on their scale, I'm not even a zero. Hell, they don't even know who I am. Well, I wanted to tell you, congratulations. Now you're the toast of the town. But be nice to them, son, on your way up. You'll meet them again coming down. He said the strings on my guitar, they're covered with rust as a sequin fell from his suit. And my name's fading off the side of my bus, and there's holes in the soles of these boots. And those fair-haired young ladies and my fair-weather friends, you know, they're not around. Be nice to them, son, on your way up, you'll meet them again coming down. Easy come honeys, and easy go money, and easy to please roaring crowd. It's easy believing they'll go on forever when your head's up there in the clouds. But they won't, and don't say nobody warned you. When your pretty green pastures turn brown, be nice to them, son. On your way up, you'll meet them again coming down. Well, his words went in one ear and right out the other as a lady slipped into my arms. And I finished my beer and ordered another as the lady turned on all her charms. Then we danced out of sight and made love through the night till I dozed off just before dawn. And when I woke up, I was wrinkled and gray and broke, and the lady was gone. So I stumbled back down to the Rising Star Inn and sat at the bar by myself. And nobody noticed, 'cause they were all busy, gathered around someone else. Then shaking my head, I softly said, as I picked up an old sequin I found, be nice to them, son. On your way up, you'll meet them again coming down. Easy come honeys, and easy go money, and easy to please roaring crowd. It's easy believing they'll go on forever when your head's up there in the clouds. But they won't, and don't say nobody warned you. When your pretty green pastures turn brown, be nice to them, son. On your way up, you'll meet them again coming down. Back into that, son.
This is my favorite song off our new record called Roller Coaster. It's going to be our second radio single that we put out. I wrote it because when I'm off and I don't have a gig, I have a really hard time staying away from the bar because the bar is pretty much all I know, and so I can't sit at home by myself and watch TV these days. I gotta go out. I went out one Sunday night in New Braunfels, Texas. That's where I live now. And I looked around at all the other people that were out at the bar by themselves, and I went home and I wrote this song. Same old bedroom floor, same old empty sheets. I hate this haunted bed, so down here's where I sleep. Try to find a place to hide what you had left. Some things never change. My heart hasn't yet. I don't want to go out tonight. Yeah, but I can't be alone. Standing underneath this broken street light. Can't somebody take me home? Can't somebody take me home? Hope that we had left wrapped around your ring. That river just rolled on by when I watched it sink. I don't want to go out tonight.
song.
So I told Kent, I said, Kent, don't be nervous, man, just play the hits. Take it to the people, it'll be fine.
Let's see, I guess I'll play this hit. Randy Rogers recorded this song right here. Thank you for doing that. This is a song about one time when I fell in love and it didn't work out. Got a sad ending. Well, I knew I had to have her, and I sent off in the mail when I saw her picture in that magazine. And when the postman brought her, I thrilled as I blew up. The prettiest plastic girl you've ever seen. Now I called my new girl Wendy, and Wendy blew my mind, 'cause no one ever had her before me. And girls like that this day and time are really hard to find, so I plan to keep her till eternity. She's a life-size, wife-size, full-blown blow-up plastic girl. If nothing's missing, she's more than just a friend. She never has a headache or bad breath when you're kissing. She's there when you need her. She doesn't have a dog, and her skin's as smooth as a pearl. She's a life-size, wife-size, full-blown blow-up plastic girl. Now I didn't tell nobody except my best friend Earl, 'cause you can't trust just anyone you see. And every night when I'd come home all tired from making pizza, Wendy would be waiting there for me. And she always left me breathless every time I blew her up. The way she filled out that see-through gown. And her plug kept her inflated when I had it in. And when I pulled it out, she'd go down. Oh, she's a life-size, wife-size, full-blown blow-up plastic girl. And nothing's missing. She's more than just a friend. She never has a headache or bad breath when you're kissing. She's there when you need her. She doesn't have a dog, and her skin's as smooth as a pearl. She's a life-size, wife-size, full-blown blow-up plastic girl. I told you to have a sad ending. Well, here it comes. One night I came home anxious with Wendy on my mind, and it broke my heart in two when I walked in and found the one I always thought would always be just mine, laying there with Earl, my best friend. Now I never dreamed that Wendy would be the cheating kind, and I didn't think that Earl would let me down. But you don't know what will happen in these mixed up times, 'cause there sure are lots of weirdos running around. Oh, she's a life-size, wife-size, full-blown blow-up plastic girl. And I'm gonna miss her, 'cause she was more than just a friend, and she never had a headache or bad breath when I would kiss her. But a man must have his pride, so I can't take her back now, not after catching her and Earl. My life-size, wife-size, full-blown blow-up plastic girl. That's how it's supposed to be done right there, man. We started writing this here song in a van. We have two mandolins that float around the van at all times, and a backpacking Martin guitar that we play on when we're bored. We left Galveston one night, headed for Dallas, and Brady, our fiddle player, God bless him, he can't sing at all, but he was like, I've been down, I've been down. You know, I was like, whoa, what is it? I can use that. Keep going. So we got, this was about a week before we made Roller Coaster in there. So
we had no words for the song. We just went into the studio with faith in God that he was going to give us all the rest of the lyrics, you know. So we got in the studio, and we really wanted it to be a song that we all decided on. As we wanted to write a song as a band, you know, and write a song with 5 dudes, kind of difficult, and we couldn't decide. And so we cut our record in Austin, Texas, and Randy Foster, our producer, he had a studio up in Nashville, and he wanted me to come up to sing the vocals at his studio. So it would have been cool if we had vocals. We didn't even know the words yet. So we went up there and we cut one day, and then that night we went out to the bars, and there's a bunch of dudes with dye in their hair and earrings and walking around with their shirts unbuttoned and their hairy chests hanging out, and they were rude as shit to us when we told them that we were from Texas. And so we went back across the street to the Shoney's on Broadway, which I think now is actually the Comfort Inn, maybe. And we got out the phone book and turned to the yellow pages, and we wrote this song on the phone book that night. I went in the next morning and cut the vocals. We were too hungover the next day when we left. We forgot the phone book at the hotel. Some kid that drove his ass all the way to Nashville and stayed in his first hotel room probably picked up the phone book to find a pizza place, and somehow I hope the lyrics help him out. But I've been down, I've been out, yeah, I washed up, thought I would drown. But I've been down, I've been out, I never flown so high with both feet on the ground. I've been walking in circles all my life, just chasing my own tail. Got a penny in my pocket, but the rest of my change is down at the bottom of the wheel. Got my mind made up, what I can't figure out is how am I gonna leave my mark when all I got left is doubt. I've been down, I've been out, yeah, washed up, thought I would drown. But I've been down, I've been out, I've never flown so high with both feet on the ground. Yeah, I wasted my time all these years looking for a little bit more. But it's hard to keep new shoes clean when all you got is dirt on the floor. And I hit rock bottom with some good friends of mine. Yeah, we'll sit and watch the sunrise, but we'll never see it shine. I've been down, I've been out, yeah, I washed up, thought I would drown. I've been down, I've been out, I've never flown so high with both feet on the ground. And there's a man on the radio said he got it all worked out. He's got a show on the road, but he don't know what it's all about. 'Cause I've been down, I've been out, yeah, I washed up, thought I would drown. I've been down, I've been out, I've never flown so high with both feet on the ground, down on the ground. If I ever see that damn phone book on eBay, I'm gonna kick somebody's ass. Not that I can kick anybody's ass, but I'll try.
You need to start writing on phone books more often, you know? That turned out pretty good.
Here. So Kent has a funny idea. Listen to this.
Well, I just decided I have to make up for that last song, and then I'll tell them the funny idea. Okay. Okay.
Always one-upping me, Finlay.
Yeah, I changed. Something else happened while you were singing that song. Something else came to my head. I just have to make. You know that last song I did. I lost the girl. You know, and I've got one more where I lose the girl. I stood by her crib, watching her sleep, and gently reached down to feel her heartbeat. Then I counted again. There were 10 perfect toes, 2 eyes, 2 ears, and her grandmother's nose. As I looked down at that sweet little face, that's when I first saw it, and it made my heart race. Then I picked her up just to hold her a while, but I'd hold her forever to see Sarah smile. I was drinking my coffee, reading the Post, rushing to finish my bacon and toast, when she came rushing in and squealed with delight. Look, Daddy, the tooth fairy came last night. Then she climbed in my lap as I wiped my eye. Could she be in first grade? Don't the years fly? The office will just have to wait for a while. I'd hold her forever to see Sarah smile. Roller skates, bicycles, skin knees and nightmares, running in circles, there's so much to do. 10,000 phone calls, first dates and heartbreaks. It's not always easy, but we'll see it through. And knowing she needs me makes me feel strong. She thinks I can fix anything that goes wrong, and I would give it all. I'd walk the last mile. I'd hold her forever to see Sarah smile. What's going on here? Who's this by my side? Why's my little girl all dressed up like a bride? It was just yesterday I was counting her toes, and you know it's amazing how fast a tooth grows. But this is her day, so I won't let it show. But deep down inside, I don't want to let go. Now we're lining up to walk down the aisle, and I'll give her away to see Sarah smile. We're lining up now to walk down the aisle, and I'll give her away to see Sarah smile. Thank you.
That's not fair.
No, what we were going to do after I did that the plastic girl thing, I talked to Randy just a little, whispered in his ear. I thought I would challenge him to a worst song. You know, we've been doing the best songs we have, you know, and everybody writes some bad songs and worst songs and things. And I know he must have written some bad songs too. And I wanted to challenge him. I bet you, Randy, that I have written a worse song than you have. And we're going to let the audience be the judge. You do your worst song you ever wrote. I'll do the worst song I ever wrote, and I'll bet I win.
You guys are going to be the judge, man. Okay, so here's my worst song I've ever written. And I actually wrote this song in a car too. We were going to our very first ever gig outside of San Marcos and Cheatham Street. We were on the way to Wichita Falls. And we realized that we were a Texas music band, but we didn't have any Texas music songs. So yes, that's some French. The drummer at the time and the bass player and I wrote this stupid ass song. Well, I remember fishing with my buddies down in Texas. We drive around our pickup trucks, just drinking beer. We never made it to the river. We were drunk before we got there. Green Hall was all sold out. Man, we didn't care. 'Cause I love Texas, I love beer, I love drinking all your cold beer. I love honky tonks, I love dancing, I love you, but not as much as beer. So the second verse, we were going to try to be like Charlie. Well, I went off to college, get out on my own, make some new friends there, yeah. They showed me the ropes. Well, I heard Pat Green for the first time, spring of '99. I went out and bought a guitar. Now I'm writing songs. Whoa, oh, oh, 'cause I love Texas, I love beer, I love drinking now. Ice cold free, I love honky tonk, I love Jesus, I love you, not as much as beer. Yeah, I love Texas, I love beer, I love drinking all your cold free beer. I love honky tonk, I love dancing, I love you, not as much as beer. I said, I love you, not as much as beer. I love Texas, not as much as beer. Worst song I've ever written.
Well, that's pretty bad, I have to admit. But I think I can beat you. Actually, I have an award-winning worst song. One time at Looking Back, they had a worst song contest. And I wrote this especially for the worst song contest. And I'll have you know right now, I won the contest, okay, with this song. And so you're not just listening to any bad song, you're listening to an award-winning song, bad song, right here, okay? And I'm putting it up against this great worst song. It's hard, it's a terrible song you just sang. Oh. She's the sweetest little cowgirl this cowboy ever had. And if I was to lose her, Lord knows I'd be sad. Lord knows how much I love her, and I'll keep her if I can. 'Cause I'd rather take an enema than ever lose Diane. I'd rather take an enema than ever to admit. But I wouldn't need an enema if I was to lose Diane. 'Cause if I was a loser, I'd just shit. Now whenever I need someone, Diane is always there. She nibbles on my ear and runs her fingers through my hair. And as long as she'll be my woman, I'll sure be her man. 'Cause I'd rather take an enema than ever lose Diane. I'd rather take an enema than ever lose Diane. I love her more than I ought to admit. But I wouldn't need an enemy if I was to lose Diane. 'Cause if I was a loser, I'd just shit.
I can see.
How many of you say that Randy's the winner there? How many of you say I'm the winner? Yeah, that song's won for me before.
How do you follow that? Huh? We're gonna need about 15 seconds right now.
It's not fair.
She's on her journey already with the table.
Alright, we're gonna do story song round now. When I first started going down to Cheatham Street, there was a little place around the corner called Fritz's Muffler Shop. I went to see Robert Earl King play in Luckenbach, Texas when I was a freshman, and I drove my 92 Cavalier out there, you know, and we packed about 4 drunk-ass idiots in the back of it. One of them went to jail for a violation of city ordinance, urination in public, and the other one did number 2, and I stepped in it right before I got in to drive home. So, the next
What happened is I was there. Diane left me.
So the next day I went over to Fritz's Muffler Shop to get my car inspected, and Bill Whitbeck, who grew up playing Cheatham Street Warehouse as well. Bill Whitbeck is Robert Earl King's bass player. He played back in the day with Joe Bob's Bar and Grill band that played at Cheatham Street. If anybody remembers those days. And Bill Whitbeck walked in with his kids to get his car inspected. He was stuck with me in the waiting room there at Fritz's Muffler Shop, and I told him all about how I'd gone to see his show the night before and what had happened to me, and that I was going to be a singer-songwriter one day. Years later, I picked up an article in Texas Music Magazine. It was right after Gravitational Forces came out. They interviewed Robert Earl, and he was talking about all his characters and all his songs. And so I went back home and I locked myself in the house for about 48 hours. And when I emerged, hungry and pale-faced, I had this tune. It's called Tommy Jackson. It's a true story that I made up all by myself. It didn't matter, Tommy Jackson's running free, 'cause the man he killed never mattered much to me. They're talking our town about where Tommy might run. What it is that matters the sun. 18 years of getting older. Now a dead man on the run. Is love a fun thing with a pistol in your hand? Close your eyes and bow your head. Pray if you can. Well, sealed your fate when you picked up that shotgun. 18 years of getting older. Now a dead man is on the run. Yeah, I'm always on the run. 15 days kept his conscience between the lines. His ex-wife in a cold jail cell were always on his mind. Ran out of money, had an eastbound trip stop, but he found work there where Fritz's muffler shop. Fritz was a good man, you know Pamela was his wife. 2 kids, a nice home on the surface, a good life. Drunk on whiskey, Pam and Tommy had some fun. 18 years of getting older, now a dead man on the run. Is love a fun thing with a pistol in your hand? Close your eyes and bow your head. Pray if you can. Well, you sealed your fate when you picked up that shotgun. 18 years of getting older. Now a dead man on the run. Sunday morning she go down to the place where he lives. She tells Tommy how she never wanted things this way. Rest in peace, Tommy Jackson, 1981. 18 years of getting older. Now a dead man on the run. Is love a fun thing with a pistol in your hand? Close your eyes and bow your head. Pray if you can. Well, see your fate when you picked up that shotgun. 18 years of getting older. Now a dead man's on the run. 18 years of getting older. Now a dead man's on the run.
What a song. That's great.
Just a side note, Fritz's Muffler Shop is literally about 4 blocks from Cheatham Street Warehouse, and the very first time, this story has no point. The very first time, Kent actually set up a meeting with me after going to songwriters nights every Wednesday for like 6 months. And he called me up, he said, hey, let's do lunch. So we met at Cheatham Street, and right across from Cheatham Street there's a little Mexican food joint called Garcia's in San Marcos, Texas. Anybody ever been to Garcia's? Probably not. Yes, Garcia's. And that was our first ever meeting. When he set me down and said, "You can do it, boy. You can put together a band. I'll give you a night. I believe in you and everything." And we had lunch there today, and that's the first time I've eaten there since the time that he and I did. So that's where I ate lunch. Thank you. Pointless, I know. God bless you for listening to me, huh? It's the whiskey.
Well, sure, I'm glad we had that lunch that day. All right, I don't know. What am I going to do after that? Let's see.
Hey, everybody, Kent made a set list. How dorky is he? Ooh, Kent, look at your set list.
Yeah, but it's useless.
Useless.
Let's see. You know, everybody hold up your drink. Let me see. Everyone hold up your drink.
You're here.
Okay, now take a sip. I'll take a little drink. One day, the reason I asked you to do that is one day I was reading the paper a while back, and I saw this article in the paper that said every time you take a drink of alcohol, it wipes out some brain cells. And I thought, what? And I said, I can't believe that. And then I kind of forgot it. And then I ran across it again. You know, there it was again. And I read it again. I said, wipes out brain cells? It seems like I heard that before, you know? Anyway, it inspired this song right here. It's called The Brain Damage Blues. And there's a place, if you want to, you can sing along. You know, there's a sing-along part in this song. I wrote in there. The hard part is remembering it. The song's about 3 minutes long. And it's hard to remember what you're supposed to be doing all the way to the end, you know. But you can try. It's good exercise. I bought a bottle of tequila the other day. Brain damage blues. I bought a bottle of tequila the other day. Brain damage blues. Twisted off the cap and I threw it away. Brain damage blues. I started making the rounds and down in them shops. Brain damage blues. The more I drank, the more romantic I got. Brain damage blues. I ended up in bed with a beautiful model. Brain damage blues. Woke up with a drag queen, an empty bottle, and the brain damage blues. Yeah, a brain damage blues. Brain damage blues. Every night ends the same. Out like a light, not feeling no pain. I wake up each morning with the brain damage blues. Drinking pictures at the Cheatham Street bar. Brain damage blues. Telling this cutie all about the war. Brain damage blues. When then comes this dude walking about half quit. Brain damage blues. I said, hey baby, keep an eye on my beer. Brain damage blues. Well, I stumbled over to him, gonna straighten him out. Brain damage blues. Woke up on the floor with my lights punched out, and brain damage blues. Oh, a brain damage blues. Brain damage blues. Every night ends the same. Out like a light, not feeling no pain. I wake up each morning with the brain damage blues. Now drinking and driving, out of control. Brain damage blues. Got pulled over by the highway patrol. Brain damage blues. He said, I watched you weaving as I followed behind. Brain damage blues. Get out of that car, boy, and walk the line. Brain damage blues. Well, I closed one eye, you know, so I could talk. Brain damage blues. I said, hey, dude, I'm driving because I'm too drunk to walk. I got the brain damage blues. Oh, brain damage blues. Brain damage blues. Every night is the same. Out like a light, not feeling no pain. I wake up each morning with a brain damage blues. When I'm dead, put me 10 miles deep. Hand me my shotgun, make me. The devil's come to take you away. I've been spotted on the run. I'll be waiting when they come. Hand me my shotgun, make me. I was born a poor man's only son. It ain't my fault I grew up on the run. Did my time as a working man, fake getting bloodstains on my hands. I was born a poor man's only son. When I'm dead, put me 10 miles deep. When I'm dead, put me 10 miles deep. Sit real away, lay me down, down. Heat the cold hard ground, you better put me 10 miles deep. Well, I keep my pistol by my head at night. Loaded, I can't seem to do no right. My hometown know my name. Killed a man, I won my fame. Keep my pistol by my head at night. When I'm dead, put me 10 miles deep. When Jesus comes, he walks through my sleep. Felt the pain from underground when that fucker shot me down. When I'm dead, just put me 10 miles deep. When I'm dead, put me 10 miles deep. When I'm dead, put me 10 miles deep. Sit real away, lay me down, down. Eat the cold hard ground, you better put me 10 miles deep. Sit real away, lay me down, down. Eat the cold hard ground, you better put me 10 miles deep. I didn't write that song. Johnny Chops Richardson, our bass player, wrote this song. God bless him. Talk shit about Jesus. My mom does not like that. That's why I always have to say that was not me. Thank you. Wow, this is fun. Y'all are a good audience. How about it, Fort Worth for Mr. Kent Finlay? Legendary Kent Finlay. You don't want me to brag on you, do you? Say that again. You don't want me to brag on you? But I got to Cheatham Street just 1996. 1997 maybe 98. When did you reopen? 98? Oh, 99. How
I went in there and it was like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble played every Tuesday night at Cheatham Street Warehouse. Ace in the Hole and George Strait, you know. It's real funny in Texas, you know, Green Hall is like the oldest dance hall in Texas, and they run these ads, they talk about how George Strait played there, you know, before he played any other bar. Well, I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. Ace in the Hole and George Strait played his bar probably 200 gigs before they ever set foot anywhere else. So I'm walking into this whole deal at 19 years old, you know, with, yeah, well, I'm Ken Finlay. Stevie Ray Vaughan used to play here. George Strait used to play here. It was the most intimidating thing in my whole life, to actually have the courage to get up and sing a song in front of him. And the day that I did it, the day that I was able to go up there and have the courage to play a song, he's encouraged me from day one. So that's all I'm done. I'm done bragging on him. But this guy right here is the shit. And I'm so proud to have him with me. We're going to stay out late drinking.
Yeah. Randy Rogers is the real deal. You know, the real deal. Can't say enough about him. He's just fine.
I just wonder how many songs you've actually heard in like 30 years of doing this, you know. Probably a lot.
I hear lots of great songs. A lot of them from you. I was sitting alone at the bar, spending my money and time, when this tub-up old cowboy came in and sat down at the stool next to mine. His beard was as white as his hair. His face was all wrinkled and tan. He looked like he'd been through as much as the battered old hat in his hand. After his whistle was wet, he started in speaking his mind. He said, I've done me some living, and I've seen some sights in my time. I've walked on top of some mountains, and I've spent some time in the flats. I can't tell you much about books, son, but I can tell you a lot about hats. Just take a look at this old hat of mine. This old hat's been my friend. And this ain't no stain on her brim. It's a memory of somewhere we've been. Yeah, we've made us some memories together, and we've been through some hard times in hell. But then she's worn her fair share of feathers. Through the years, she's weathered right well. It takes some time for fine hats and wine to reach the peak of perfection. And when you've got a good hat, you gotta be certain that she gets plenty of love and affection. A hat's like a woman, my friend. Any way that she's rode, a good one gets better with age. A cheap one only gets old. I once was as dashing and wild as some of the horses I broke. Now that's all behind me forever. He caressed his old hat as he spoke. You know, life may not be all it could be, and it sure doesn't last very long, but at least it's a chance to do something that might live on after you're gone. Well, I'm putting some hope in this hat. But sometimes you just gotta believe. Then looking off into the distance, the cowboy got up to leave. And now every day that I live, I'll think about all that he said. As before he rode into the sunset, he placed his old hat on my head. And it took some time for this fine hat of mine to reach her peak of perfection. And when you got a good hat, you gotta be certain that she gets plenty of love and affection. You know, a hat's like a woman, my friend. Any way that she's rode, a good one gets better with age. A cheap one only gets old. Gonna track me down, baby, love must follow you. Well, I've been running with my heart wide open. Though not always what you need. We'll pick up the pieces that I've broken when I get home from this highway. You'll see love must follow you around. 'Cause every time we're close, it comes creeping in deeper than I have ever known. I don't know if you know it, but it's catching up with me. It's gonna track me down, baby, love must follow you around. Love must follow you around. 'Cause every time we're close, it comes creeping in deeper than I have ever known. I don't know if you know it, but it's catching up with me. It's gonna track me down, baby, love must follow you around. It's gonna track me down, baby, love must follow you around. You know, it's really hard trying to be an outlaw country band and having to play love songs, but I'm never going to quit playing love songs, and thank you for listening to That's a great love song there, sure. No, I'm going to do you an outlaw song. It's an outlaw song. I was saddled sore and weary, riding silent through the night, running for my life and the sleepy Rio Grande, heading for the border with a posse on my trail, a bullet in my shoulder and a pistol in my hand. I'd robbed the bank in Hebronville. When things went wrong, I had to kill a man standing in my way. Jumped on my horse, rode out of town with bullets raining all around. They got me, but at least I got away. In Mexico lies waiting like a lady of the night. Run like the devil, or there'll be hell to pay. Paradise lies just beyond the river. Comfort's only 20 miles away. I don't know why I did it, but I did it just the same. It may have been a mountain I just had to climb. It wasn't for the money, but it may have been for fame. A way to plant my footprint in the sands of time. But the blood is soaking down my shirt. I'm cold and tired, my shoulder hurts. Don't know how much farther I can go. And to hell with the sands of time. Just want to plant these feet of mine in the sun-baked sands of Mexico. And Mexico lies waiting like a lady of the night. Run like the devil, but there'll be hell to pay. Paradise lies just beyond the river. Comfort's just a rifle shot away. I topped the hill and there's the river and the dim lights of Laredo, and I can hear my heartbeat. Comfort's just a mile away. Or is that hoofbeats in the distance? Or I gotta keep on going. Can't take the time to catch my breath. Can't even stop to pray. But my horse has run all he can run. The posse's gaining, here they come. Help me reach the land of the free. Then I see a flash of lightning, and I hear a clap of thunder as the rocky earth comes spinning up toward me. And Mexico lies waiting like a lady of the night. Run like the devil, there'll be hell to pay. Paradise lies just beyond the river. And comfort's only 6 feet away.
I'm pretty sure that I'd written this song about 2 weeks before I stepped into the door of the Cheatham Street warehouse and my life changed. If you wonder where I am, check the house.
myself down. Lost the fast game. Now there's only me to blame. If you wonder where I am, check the lost and found. My ship sank, I crashed and burned. Look here, and let myself down. Lost the fight, now there's only me to blame. If you wonder where I am, check the lost and found. If you want to find me, thank you. Lost in time. Mr. Kent, are you having a good time, White Elephant? I want to say thank you to Joni and all the Clubhouse girls. This is the second weekend that they've done it here at the White Elephant. Huh? Is that true? Yes. God bless the Clubhouse concert series and may it never die, my friend. Kent Finlay.
Yeah, get over there. Okay, I'm going to do a song about leaving. Now you don't need to tell me I've been out all night. And I'd never try to make believe that that's all right. I sure hate to disappoint you, but I'm not here to fight. I just came home to leave. Just came home to get my stuff, so stop telling me that you've had enough. I'm sorry that I made your life so rough. I just came home to leave. I see you're concerned about that girl in the car. Well, she's just an old friend I met last night in a bar. And she's with me because that's what girls like her are for. I just came home to leave. Just came home to get my stuff, so stop telling me that you've had enough. I'm sorry that I made your life so rough. I just came home to leave. Now I won't be long, I'll be gone in a flash. I'll just get my clothes and I'll grab my stash. And by the way, could you spare a little cash? I just came home to leave. Just came home to get my stuff, so stop telling me that you've had enough. I'm sorry that I made your life so rough. I just came home to leave. Just came home to get my stuff, so stop telling me that you've had enough. I'm sorry that I made your life so rough. I just came home to leave.
That reminds me of that commercial. They got a Willie Nelson song playing. The dude comes home and he gets his jeans. That reminds me of that. Your song should have been playing on that damn commercial. So I got asked to do this song earlier, and I always try to warrant requests. So you want to do a waltz round? You want to do a waltz round?
Okay, we'll do a waltz round.
just being alive. You're so sad, you just cry. Sing you sweet song, told you so long, make you forget all the reasons you talked about leaving this place. Thinking about leaving, I'll give you a reason to seem pretty calm after what you have done. You always rehearsed, you impress everyone. You're covered so well, no one can tell. Your skin is on fire, your heart is in hell. You're so tired, just being alive. You're so sad, you could just cry. Sing you a sweet song, hold you so long, make you forget all the reasons we talked about leaving this place. Thinking about leaving, I'll give you reasons to stay. You gotta go, you ought to know I won't stand away. Just give me time, I'll change your mind, so you'll forget yesterday. Sweet song, hold you so long, make you forget all the reasons you talked about leaving this place. Thinking about leaving, if thinking about leaving. If thinking about leaving, give you reasons to reasons to stay. Won't stay with me tonight. Waltz. Okay, waltz done. We cut this song right here on our record that we just put out. Kent Finlay would play this song every Wednesday night, right at the end of the songwriter night. I fell in love with it the very first time I ever heard it. I think I knew the chorus before you even sang it. I call it the hill country. I call it beautiful. I call it progress. If it can be saved, I call it the hill country. I call it home. what we call it when it's leveled and paved. Here you go, my friend. Mr. Kentry.
The hills of Calgary stood rugged and awesome, but you have to have filter when you're building a road. And the hills of Calgary that weathered the ages got wiped off the map at $12 a load. They call it the hill country, I call it beautiful, I'd call it progress if it could be saved. They call it the hill country, I call it home. But what will we call it when it's level and paved? Sing that next one, please.
Uncivilized pagans drinking untreated water right out of our river back in their day. Now those streams flow clean treated sewage while they sit in their hot tubs and they sip Perrier.
They call it the hill country, I call it beautiful, I'd call it progress if it could be saved. They call it the hill country, I call it home. But what will we call it when it's level and paved? Scrape off that hilltop, build look-alike houses, move in some people, turn on the TV. After the ball game, put on some old movies. They'll smile when they see how things used to be. They call it the hill country, I call it beautiful, I'd call it progress if it could be saved. They call it the hill country, I call it home. But what will we call it when it's level and paved? Everybody sing one down there. They call it the hill country, I call it beautiful, I'd call it progress if it could be saved. They call it the hill country, I call it home. But what will we call it when it's level and paved? What will we call it when it's level and paved?
Mr. Kentry. Fort Worth has always been very, very good to me. I used to play over there at the Thirsty Armadillo. I remember sending my CD off to the White Elephant. They wouldn't let me play here. The damn Thirsty Armadillo would. Hope that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings, but it's the fucking truth. Maybe you can work it out. Be easy when I'm not around. Come Sunday, I'll be feeling down. Run right back to me. But I can't tell you where I go. Maybe you don't need to know. Well, this path the road leads me down ain't the same one others see. 'Cause there's highs and there's lows, This roller coaster is out of control. Can't tell the sky from the ground. It's wrong, it's right. It's gonna be another long night. See the lights of the next town, and I can't slow down now. It's always good to be back home. When you left, I got drunk alone. Let the whiskey burn our soul right through you and me. But I'm too scared to put it down, 'cause it gets me to the next town. If that's wrong, well, at least you know you can always blame me. 'Cause I'm high, I'm low, this roller coaster is out of control. I can't tell the sky from the ground. It's wrong, it's right. It's gonna be another long night. See the lights of the next town. Oops, and I can't slow down. I've had to hammer down, watching everyone else pass by. But I couldn't turn around, but even if I tried for it, let me try. Broke a string. 'Cause I'm high, I'm low, this roller coaster is out of control. Can't tell sky from the ground. It's wrong, it's right. It's gonna be another long night. See the lights of the next town. See the lights of the next town, and I can't slow down. Five strings on, no, I can't slow down. I'm doing the best I can. Thank you so much. Roller coaster, thank you. I hadn't broken a string in 3 shows. That was due. Mr. Kent Finlay, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you guys once again for coming out and listening to our songs.
My little girl's asleep, I guess. At least she ought to be. But I'll bet Billy's still awake. She's a lot like me. And Mary Ann is happy with her new man, I suppose. And here I am, alone again. The beer joints have all closed. Don't know why she tried to make it look like I was wrong. How could she say to all our friends that I was never home? How could she say she got lonely? You know, that blows my mind. went straight home to her each night at closing time. My little girl was asleep, I guess. At least she ought to be. I'll bet Billy's just tell her what, he's a lot like me. And Mary Ann is happy with her new man, I suppose. And here I am alone again. The beer drums have all blown.
Heard this song by Cody. Put it on his record and he sold a whole bunch of them, so. On the floor now, on the floor now, what started again? Yeah, what started again?